Good evening, everyone. Your first forecast is brought to you by Stored at Home Rent-to-Own Portable Buildings. It's been kind of a dreary day, very cloudy with off and on rain during the day. We're going to see, though, a little bit more sunshine as we head into tomorrow, a little bit drier and more comfortable as high pressure starts to build into the region. So here's a look at your forecast for your Thursday. Temperatures around 58 degrees, mostly cloudy as we start off 7 o'clock, and then by noon, cloudy conditions, 63 degrees, and it looks like those clouds will continue to increase during the day. Temperatures will be around 71 degrees, so a lot warmer than what we saw today. We do have several systems that will move through. We'll talk more about that coming up on ABC 31 News.
Welcome to ABC 31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. The Central Louisiana Democratic women hosted a mayoral forum today. The three candidates went head-to-head as they shared their platforms and answered questions. ABC 31's Shar Thomas was there and has tonight's big story.
The one that maybe stuck out to me the most is what the potential candidate will bring new to the table. Not so much as to what has existed already or what the current administration has done, but what are you going to do different? What are you going to do new? What are you going to do that's better, that's going to help grow Alexandria? That's really what I was very interested in, and we got some very interesting answers.
Questions and concerns were addressed this afternoon as all three mayoral candidates faced off in the Central Louisiana Democratic Women Mayoral Debate. The Democratic women gained some insight on the candidates' views on issues that could affect the Alexandria area and got a better idea of who they are. Members of the CLDW were also given the chance to speak directly with the candidates by submitting their own questions.
It's very interesting because you get a feel for the crowd. A different audience have different perspectives or different things that they settle on. And it's good to do these because you get an open, honest view, via the questions. Sometimes the questions may be a little too technical, and you have to try to level the answer to be where it's reasonable and that it's effective, so they do get an answer.
With only a minute to answer each question, the candidates all could agree that it would take more time to fully address the concerns. While there were some heavy concerns, there was a question that they all could answer in detail.
I think the question that I liked the most was the one about what would you do if you received $1 million grant. And I liked that question because it was sort of light and fun and an opportunity to get away from the serious issues of crime and job growth. And of course my answer was I would use that money as seed money for a Main Street program for downtown development.
I think the biggest thing is obviously crime. We need to get a handle on it. Crime is rampant. It is in every neighborhood. It touches every single citizen. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the money to give raises to our police department. We start at a very low rate in the low 30s. We've got to get that up. We have 15 vacancies. The best way to get good candidates is that you compensate them. And I think that that's the number one thing that needs to happen.
With it being just a few weeks away from early voting, all three candidates will have time to put their plan where their mouth is. Shar Thomas, ABC 31 News.
Early voting starts on October 24th and runs through the 30th. Of course, Election Day is on November 6th. The 2018 Angel Awards from the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana Foundation has awarded $210,000 to Louisiana charities working with children. These charities work with kids in a variety of areas, including victims of human sex trafficking, children of domestic violence, children of incarcerated parents, and children with disabilities. The 24th Annual Angel Award winners were announced during a banquet in Baton Rouge, with one of those winners being from Alexandria. 8 winners were selected from the various regions of the state, and their charities will receive $25,000 each.
My name is Carolyn Hoyt, and I am founder and executive director of Next Step of Central Louisiana. We are in Alexandria, Pineville area. We are dedicating to driving a wedge into the intergenerational cycle of domestic violence by educating middle and high schoolers about dating violence and the characteristics of healthy relationships. We do this in classrooms, in school assemblies, at the Youth Challenge program, at the National Guard, for church groups.
One Blue Cross Blue Shield employee was named the 2018 Blue Angel, receiving $10,000 for her charity, CASA. 3 federal grants are coming to Central Louisiana to help with projects in Rapides, LaSalle, and Concordia parishes. The town of Ball will receive $100,000 to extend sewer lines to a dozen homes and create access points for another 90 new sites. Some $180,000 will go to LaSalle General Hospital in Gina to renovate their ER and admitting area. And the town of Vidalia is getting $200,000 for its industrial park and port complex. The announcements were made by 5th District Congressman Ralph Abraham. The American Legion Post 3 has their annual flag retirement ceremony coming up this weekend. This event happens twice a year to properly dispose of flags.
There is a ceremony that we conduct, the American Legion, which is they are the major veterans group that does dispose of flags. When I say dispose of, we call it retirement ceremony. We burn the flags twice a year. We are located at the corner of Rapides Avenue and MacArthur Drive, American Legion Post 3. We have a mailbox, an old mailbox that's stationed at the home where people can drop off their disposed flags. We gather every year anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 flags.
Wow.
So at this coming Saturday at 9 o'clock at the home, we will be disposing of anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 flags in a burning ceremony.
That flag retirement ceremony will take place this Saturday, October 20th. If you do have flags that you would like to retire properly, you can drop them off at the American Legion Post 3 location. The indefinite closure of the Sunshine Bridge south of Baton Rouge has residents, businesses, parents, and even first responders concerned about not getting to utilize the roadway to cross the river. WBRZ's Earl Phelps has that story.
Most of the time it's temporary. This time it's really bad.
Assistant Chief of the Donaldsonville Fire Department, Travis Citadel, is talking about the Sunshine Bridge being shut down and emergency vehicles not being able to use it.
Our crews respond to about 7 EMS calls a day, and it really is, concerning to us for our citizens that would need to be transported.
The assistant fire chief saying not being able to cross the bridge is adding crucial time for serious trauma patients injured in Donaldsonville, who are usually taken 15 minutes away to medical facilities in Gonzales.
You add 45 minutes to a response time unless you fly in a helicopter. And it's just not feasible to have a helicopter fly in on every call that we respond to.
I'm hoping and again praying that this bridge is fixed as soon as possible.
Kawana Lennox is the mother of a middle school student. Classes are now starting an hour later because of the bridge closing, allowing staff and faculty on the other side of the river more time to get to work.
Personally, I have to figure out who is going to be with my child until they can get to school, because I'll have to be at work for 7 and school will be taking in a whole hour behind.
Lennox also attends church and does some work on the other side of the now closed Sunshine Bridge.
I have to reroute everything at this moment, and I still don't know, exactly how I'm going to be able to do things and get back to life as normal at the moment.
Former State Senator Albert Guillory says ground is to be broken Friday afternoon at the former cowboy town for a charter school in Rapides Parish. The announcement came from Guillory for the Louisiana Petroleum and Bioengineering Central Louisiana School. The announcement says there will be aquaculture tanks, and an oil rig constructed there as learning facilities. Guillory is a lawyer in Opelousas. His group had formerly applied for a charter school and then withdrew that application. So currently local school authorities are unsure how this project will move forward. The Louisiana Watershed Initiative is hosting a statewide listening tour to gather input from data experts, planning officials, and local leaders on the state's efforts to reduce flood risk and create more resilient communities. Governor John Bel Edwards announced the initiative in August following his executive order in May to establish the Council on Watershed Management as the coordinated interagency structure for all Louisiana watershed initiative efforts. The 8-stop tour began on October 8th in Lafayette, making its third stop today in Pineville.
How it affects Central Louisiana is that we get to learn more about the flood risks here, the talents and information that are available here that we can all draw on. The long-term effects are that ultimately we reduce the flood risk for all the people living in Central Louisiana. We hope to do that by better understanding those risks, by building projects that can reduce those risks, by helping local governments understand what they can do in terms of managing floodplain development to reduce risks. So ultimately the objective is to reduce flood losses across the state as we get more and more severe rainstorms.
The Council on Watershed Management is working to empower communities to implement long-term solutions. You can learn more by visiting watershed.la.gov.
Well, take a look at this. About 10 degrees warmer tomorrow with a high around 71 degrees, and then even 10 degrees warmer than that on Friday. But unfortunately, a cold front comes in. We do have the possibility of showers and thunderstorms late on Friday into your Saturday. Temperatures cooling down into the 60s, so we start to feel like fall again. Plenty of sunshine. Pleasant conditions on Sunday, and then we're going to warm right back up into the mid-70s Tuesday and Wednesday with another cold front that will come through that will give us that possibility of rain Tuesday into your Wednesday. So it looks like fall is going to stick around for a while.
Yeah, cool overnight or two there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.